Alrighty then. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to today's Daily Peek. I am awake. I'm conscious. More rested than usual, but probably just because I also, slept 4 hours longer than I intended to. Yeah. Even then, I'm still pretty tired, so you'll have to see it. Yeah. Oh, right. I'm gonna go ahead and take my meds. I am grabbing my vitamins first. Is vitamins. Vitamin. Good morning, Digi. Hey. You turned up before Botrix did on YouTube. Vitamins. Ow. Speed. I am speed. That movie would be so much more fucked up if it was about actual like a race car driver instead of just a car. Cause like the plot of that movie is an up and coming famous racer gets is in transit to the next race he's gonna be running, just fucking vanishes without a trace. Like, not even the chauffeur who was driving the car he was in knows what happened, which is an absolutely fucked mystery. Like, imagine that. And it turns out that he ended up stuck at a small town, which is so remote that it doesn't hear about the, international investigation that's happening into this missing racer. Especially because there is an old racer in that same town who also mysteriously vanished. Damn, that'd be a good as hell mystery. Anyway, I'm gonna take my meds. Today is a Wednesday. I'm gonna go ahead and crack a sour pineapple, lost and found energy drink. That's my meds taken. Ooh. So the sour pineapple does not mix well with my meds. Yeah, no, it would be like if you there's some legit stuff you could do if you were remaking Cars as a live action film, as long as you were like willing to do some of the adaptation stuff and focus more on that mystery element, you could get a lot extra out of that. There's reimagining you could do if you wanted to live action Cars. There's potential for a really good adaptation in there. I think you could make a live action Cars movie, and there is some actual good like material in there to adapt that you could do better as with like humans instead of the cars. I think there are things that you could do. If you were to adapt Cars to live action. Because you could emphasize the mystery plot of, yeah, up-and-coming race car driver goes mysteriously missing while traveling to his next race, middle of the night, while he's in a vehicle that is being chauffeured, and his chauffeur doesn't know where he ended up. You know? If you focus on that element, like I have some of the investigative bits in there, I think you could do something with that. I think you could do a Cars mystery movie, and it would rock. And we have the subplot of, like, whatever private investigator going out to, like, the manhunt for this fucking race car driver who has just vanished. No, I'm thinking humans. Did you think I was just thinking the cars are equally sentient, but just, like, look like normal cars? Anyway, I also think you could have done a much better job with the live action Lion King. If you were animating that shit like a documentary. Like, if you were looking into the super core animal behaviors. Because animals are very expressive. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Good. But, like, animals can be very expressive, even in ways that are readable to humans. They just didn't really bother with that. They just kind of made them look pretty instead of, like, making them look good. I think you could reanimate Lion King as a documentary. You could cut it back together as a documentary. And as long as you got, like, the animation for those, like, realistic animal rigs spot on, and you would have to get it spot on, you could add a narrator track over that and do, like, the Tumblr post of, like, fucking whatever that cat series is, fucking, I don't know, whatever that series of books about wild cats and clans or whatever, you could do whatever that is as a documentary with an incredibly befuddled narrator. Warrior Cats. Warrior Cats, retold as a documentary with just the most befuddled narrator as they watch the events of Warrior Cats happen from the outside as documentarians, like, investigating, colonies of wild cats in semi-urban environments, if I remember. Your boy is campaigning for dinner 50 minutes early? This is because he deserves it. I will always advocate for the cat in a human-cat conflict. He deserves dinner 50 minutes early. Give it to him. Heart spam. Heart spam. He's a sweet little angel, and this is why he deserves dinner 50 minutes early. And when he comes back to you in 50 minutes, like, hey, it's time for my dinner, you give it to him again. Every cat deserves to have 4 dinners. Must parent be a cruel? Must parent be unjust? I totally forgot I had bagels. That shit's just sitting in front of me. That shit tastes great. Also, in case anyone is curious, I am still thinking about, Prospector armor. As in armor for the Prospectors Guild. If I were to, for whatever reason, order custom armor for this guild. And I am still thinking, basically, reinforced 1920s workwear. So... Infinity food. Infinity food for the kitty. diets can work for humans, but none of the ones you've ever seen on the internet do. Because I think they can work, but it has to be a highly individualized thing. And, like, are you going to a nutritionist, or are you Googling what is keto? You know? Yeah. But yeah, no, I'm doing a lot of thinking about, various, like, setting aspects of all the stuff I'm doing. So I've been thinking 8 different ways about, new prospects and Kroya. 2 of the big settings I've been working on recently. And, like, world building for the fucking vintage story server I'm on. By the way, hi Pandora. Yeah, fair. Everyone say hi to the lovely Pandora. Patron spirit of this series. Hell yeah. I saw that you used, like, the dark skin emoji variant, and my brain immediately flashed back to a Tumblr thing I saw once. Where it was, like, someone who used, like, the light-skinned, like, fucking white emojis in a reply. And, like, they were being, like, a little bit, you know, iffy in the reply. And the fucking original poster just pointed up, like, pointing emoji. It was just, like, white emoji user. Which, fair. Why do you feel the need to use the white emojis? Huh. Okay, that one's immunity. That's good to know. I was hoping for healing, but you don't always get what you want. Yeah, it is one of those fun things of, like, I don't know what level racist you have to be like, I need my emojis to be white. Like, I think all the other ones are okay. But if you're sitting here, like, the emojis I use need to be representative of my race. Like, everyone must know by looking at my emojis that I am superior. White emoji user. I'm pointing at them. Uses white emojis, derogatory. There we go. That took me a second, but I got there. Fucking my emojis must show off my superior breeding. It's like, motherfucker, you sound like the 8th generation of a weird, like, I don't know, the farmer kink that got out of hand. What are you talking about? 8th generation Hugh cow bragging about their breeding. What are you saying? Yeah. I also appreciate that you are ignoring me saying 8th generation Hugh cow, because that was not a solid bit. Probably deserves to be ignored, that one. I've brought it up again. I'm not going to ignore it, but it does probably deserve that treatment. Because I do think the concept of fucking Hugh Cow kink that got that far out of hand that it has turned into like a eugenics thing is incredibly funny. Well, god damn it. Thanks, Pandora. No, you don't gotta stare at me like that. That's fine, actually. You don't gotta do that. Just right under the legs. Take the bandage. If I go over here, it's pathfinding. I'm gonna get confused. Because they just kind of try to stay under you, as opposed to any much more proper method to fix the issue of you being too far away. This don't look good. Okay. That's fair. But also, then I do have to say the phrase pet play eugenics, so... Dairy farmers dealing with too much scale to be in the weeds about it. And you see, I'm not thinking the breeder here is the eugenicist. I'm thinking this is a cult that has entirely developed on the part of the Hugh cows. They've just really got up their own asses about it. You motherfucker. What? Let me have the carrot. No! You. Oh god, they're all coming for me. Okay. I forgot how horrendous their pathfinding can be. Let's all just give a look at the Bing beetles here. Fun fact, I have literally never seen the proper models of those things. I have had arachnophobia mode turned on the whole time. Like, longer than this update has been out. Like, the fucking Roots update. I don't know what those beetles are supposed to look like. I'm guessing when I call them beetles. Yeah, fair. What's the yellow one do again? Oh, this is infinite stamina. I remember. I remember. I have a memory. I have like 2 gigs of RAM. The economy's in shambles. I can track this fucker back to the first spaniel. All right, everybody, let's get weird about what breed Digi is. Now, are we going to factor in the hologram aspect, or is that just going to be just unsaid? Is hologram a part of the breed? And then I wait 20 minutes for Pyrite to finish typing up their fucking doctorate thesis. On, like, pet play stuff that they aren't even into. Pyrite is coming at this from a purely academic angle. I can verify. That motherfucker has no skin in the game. Unfortunately, too, because Pirate has such a strange mind. I feel like the RP could be amazing, but sadly, the best world builders are often ace. So it goes. Pyrite tracking my fucking bloodline back down to the first spaniel. Somehow. My family tree is already a mess. I wouldn't be surprised if the first spaniel is somehow involved. Like, I can't date anyone that lives in the same town as me. Null factor, I am related to everyone in a mile radius. Like, I can't say that for sure. But it's happened enough times. Not that I've accidentally dated someone. Like, I've learned that I am related to a person I didn't think I was related to. Believe, if I remember correctly, like, records of my ancestry are, like, officially noted down in the local church. And it's like a literal giant tree illustration. Like, it's a fucking... I can't think of a different, like, family tree allegory other than this. It is a house black family tree wall. I apologize for bringing up Harry Potter, but it is appropriately the only touchstone I have for this weird aspect of my life. Wow, you seem like a nice person. I have to go consult the chart. I mean, yes, but I don't see noble family trees illustrated on walls all that often. So the most notable one in my brain is the House Black family tree. Which, I mean, shows several things about that house. Half of them, I'm certain, are unintentional on Rowling's part. That is a me problem. Look, I tried to think of a more famous example, and I couldn't. As much as I dislike Harry Potter, it is a notable touchstone for a lot of things. Like, I'm 90% sure those movies awakened, like, an early interest in, special effects in my, like, dumbass child brain. Which would later be cultivated by the works of Corridor Digital. And eventually manifest into an interest in, video game animation. Which I have not yet succeeded in pursuing, but I'm working on it. Oh! Fuck me! Oh, I kicked my desk so hard. Ah! Oh, that sucks so bad. Fuck me. I'm coughing up blood. I'm dying. No, I stubbed a toe, which is the worst feeling in the world. But, like, thankfully it is, not matched by... The severity of a toe stubbing is not matched by the amount of pain. That is a mandrake root. That is a mandrake root I just put in my hotbar. Okay. Fun treat for later. You're not wrong. I mean, mandrake roots are most useful if you, like, die? I mean, I suppose their saturation is also pretty good. But, like, mostly it's just the getting rid of the soul decay. You know, the soul decay. You know, the soul decay. Also, I have no idea where that fucking spider was. Oh my god. How was I supposed to compensate for that? How was I supposed to count that? How was that supposed to be part of my calculation? Look at that! That is so goddamn far away! That motherfucker is impossible to see. Like, oh my god. They really need a more limited vertical range. I think if they are physically impossible to see, then it should be harder to accidentally stumble into them. The motherfucker. I love that my pointer briefly turned blue while I was pointing because I was taking cold damage. Okay. You. Alright. God damn it, we're about to have high winds, aren't we? Oh. No, 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 no! That was the worst moment for that. Just the worst possible. On the bright side, I saw this cloud fungus that I wouldn't have seen otherwise. So, like, I guess that's good. Cloud fungi are one of my favorite items. But, like... Oh. 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 You know? Nope. Someone's having an urgent emergency in the area. I just heard the helicopter go overhead. You don't hear that all the time. That's pretty cool. Well, I mean, the urgent emergency is probably not cool, but... Helicopter? I hope it doesn't, like, crash into my house. Helicopters really like crashing, is the thing. I mean, I hope it doesn't crash at all, obviously, but... Urgent emergencies or helicopters passing overhead? Or helicopter crashes? Oh. No, helicopters crashing just happens frequently in general. Like, you ever heard of the Jesus nut? It is a specific part in the rotor assemblies of helicopters. Which is a massive single point of failure that seemingly cannot be circumvented. No one has figured out how to work around this single point of failure to create any kind of redundancy for if this one nut in the rotor breaks. So it's called the Jesus nut because, you know, you should pray that it stays intact. And that's a thing that helicopter pilots say. That's not like an engineer thing. That's the helicopter pilots know about it. That's not me being in on the obscure, like, helicopter engineer lore. The pilots say that shit to each other. So yeah, helicopters, just like as a machine, are very prone to crashing. Also, in case anyone's curious why helicopters frequently pass overhead, I live near a pretty major hospital. They have like 2 helicopters for emergency services. And that helicopter pilot is getting minimum wage. Now, the helicopter pilot isn't, but like everyone else in the chain is. Fun fact, paramedics, underpaid, overworked. Like, to a ridiculous extent. There is a fun movie about being a paramedic. And in it, at the beginning of every shift, it's a Nicolas Cage movie. Nicolas Cage sits here like, hey, you promised you were gonna fire me today. Where's the firing? Please God, fire me. And fucking, the manager's like, no, yeah, we'll get to it. You do have all of those violations or whatever. We'll get around to firing you. But, like, first, you know, can you pick up another shift? And that is like a true fact about being a paramedic that I can verify from the testimony of my parents. That is a job that you cannot get fired from no matter how much you want to. Like, as long as you are not actively killing patients, you're not going to get fired because every paramedic agency is chronically understaffed. I feel the need to mention. Hey, who do you think employs paramedics? Was your guess the hospital? Or maybe, like hospitals are big organizations, maybe they are divided up. So it is like the ER specifically? No! It is a private third-party corporation. Yeah, you grooving over here, bud? No, every United States ambulance agency, it is a separate ambulance agency. Like, it is a entirely separate company. And these companies can be in or out of network, even when the hospital they take you to is in network. Which, just take that shit in. Like, generally speaking, your ambulance will be covered. It's generally speaking, you can get a lot of solid coverage under every plan for an ambulance. But you can still take an out-of-network ambulance on accident. You don't get to control who responds to that. You have to sit there dying and look at the ambulance that comes and be like, no, you're the wrong company. I will go bankrupt if I take you. To just like absorb all of that information into your skulls if you didn't already know it. Because, yeah. US healthcare is a nightmare. We are a dying empire. And in my opinion, the American Empire is not dying out fast enough. We need to hit the period of troubles so we can rebuild this shit. Because right now, it's taken as many people as it can with it. Like, you can tell American Empire is dying. The fucking Strait of Hormuz or whatever. Absolutely no one is moving in to support the US in defending it, because doing so would cause another world war, and everyone knows that. And the US doesn't have the political pull to start a world war anymore. That is how shit our soft power is. Like, going through your head, like, logically speaking, it's not all that difficult to start a world war, I'm gonna be honest. You just have to have, like, two people willing to go bat for you. Like, pyramid scheme style. You need to have two people, and those two people need to have two people, and you could do a world war. And we cannot manage it. Donald Trump has been sitting in the White House begging, like, hey, guys, please come do a world war with me. Please, I spilled my juice all over the Strait of Hormuz. The fucking... Nah. Oh, no, the US, has never started a world war. I can say that. But it was in a position where it could for a hot minute. But yeah, no, Donald Trump in the White House, asking the EU for help after saying, I don't need your help, stupid fucking EU, like 2 weeks ago. Just, like, fucking pawing at the door of the fucking EU, like a cat that just asked to be let out. Fucking help, mods, I spilled my juice, help, help. Like, motherfucker, you wanted to go outside. You're gonna have to spend some time outside. I'm sorry. But yeah, no, we need US empire to collapse faster because like it's ultimately a good thing that US empire is collapsing. This is my opinion. And like it's very fun to watch Donald Trump suffer. But he is also like a senile old man, and every time anyone says that he's an idiot, he does kill 80 more people attempting to prove he's not, and it only makes him look worse, is the thing. So more people call him an idiot. And it's like, we just need to, like, put this guy down. Sorry, you definitely can't say that on YouTube, but like a dog, a thing that he says all the time. Because Donald Trump fucking hates dogs. Just as a little did you know. Also, if I remember correctly, Trump is one of the only presidents to have not had a pet in the White House. This is partially because he hates dogs, but also, like, he didn't even bring, like, a cat or anything. The man has no ability to care for another creature. If he wasn't rich, he wouldn't have kids because he wouldn't be able to... Like, the only reason those kids are alive is because he hired nannies. It is also wild that, oh, hey, by the way, if you like what I do, you can contribute to my Ko-Fi. It helps support the Daily Peak and also all of the world building bullshit that I'm doing that I haven't released yet. So you just have to kind of trust me that that's happening in the background. I mean, I've talked about it before. I want to release books that have some of this information in them, so people can have like setting guides to some of the stuff I've made. And Dungeoneers of Kroya is the closest to being finished. But ultimately, I'm nowhere near close enough to releasing any of them yet, so. Like, it's finished enough for me personally to run campaigns in these settings, but I don't have a guide detailed enough to allow a second person to understand it. By the way, if anyone wants to beta read my setting guide, let me know. I will also, I would love if some people wanted to, like, hang out in a voice call while I keep writing my setting guide. Turns out that shit's hard to do. Guys, you'd never guess, but writing? Hard. But yeah. Honestly, sitting in a voice call... You just saw an ad for Zillow for World of Warcraft. Huh. That's something. Oh yeah, because they're releasing some new housing thing. So it's like, oh yeah, we have new like houses you can buy. So they're doing the Zillow themed ad. Yeah, that's a weird one. Ah, shit. There we go. Pulled some real Spider-Man shit right there. Oh my god. But yeah, no, if you guys like what I do, I have a Ko-Fi, which will go to justifying the fact that I do this every day, as well as contributing to my world-building efforts, parentheses, filling out my energy drink budget. Because I don't think any support I would get now would be enough for me to, like, live off of, so that would be the thing. And that's fair. Yeah. On Wednesdays I'm supposed to have Fate of Magic, but it's been canceled the last several weeks. So, you know. Honestly, I need the... How do you feel about tabletop games, Digi? Because I can invite you over to my Sunset Tabletop server, which is where I host and talk about tabletop games. It's not the most active in the world, but, Wow, I can't believe Pyrite is negging my schedule. I can't believe I'm getting negged by Pyrite. And then I lip bite. I mean, board games also count, but I mostly talk about tabletop role-playing games. But I do very much have Tabletop Simulator and should be doing board game nights, because that would rule, actually. I can fix that. If you read a threat into my tone, you have interpreted it correctly, by the way. The only way anyone has ever succeeded in getting me out of the house is by inviting me to live plays of obscure tabletop games. I bought a seat for a Welcome to Night Vale, the role-playing game. Because, like, a friend of my brother's is running it. And I was like, oh my god, a tabletop game I get to be a player in? Yes, please. And I threw $10 to secure that seat. Because I fucking love obscure tabletop games. I haven't read through the rules yet, because I learned about this at like midnight last night. So I haven't read through the book. But it is on my list. I am going to turn up to this, like, playthrough entirely too prepared. Let's hope I can make some IRL friends, because I need those. As you can tell from the way I talk about things. And am. Absolutely, Awu. You get it. Digi, you get it. I'm kissing you. In spirit. I am sending you the I am going to hug you cat. Hold on, let me actually do that. Digi, I'm getting in your DMs. There you go. The Digi has been sent hug cat. The Digi. Is this perfectly empty? Huh. Not even, like, explosives in here? Usually if it doesn't have, luggage, then it at least has the decency to try and bomb me. I think my balloon got stuck in there, guys. Guys, I think my balloon is stuck. Hold on, how far away can I run before it decides to break? That goes pretty far. Alright. It is just a straight line that you can, for some reason, see through rocks. And, like, you can see the whole line, basically, right? No, just the bits that are peeking through the rock. Okay. I misinterpreted that. A meme. I still think Zootopia's Mr. Big scene is one of the funniest things ever. I just remembered it in the context of like a RimWorld meme that I saw the other day. Alrighty. Or it was like fucking the prisoners being recruited by your highest social pawn, and it's a series of guards with stacking melee shooting and social levels. Just like, oh yeah, fucking 7 melee guard pawn. Then the second one walks in and it's fucking like double passion 13 melee 5 shooting. Then a third guy walks in, double passion melee and shooting, both 16. And then fucking Mr. Big walks in and it is a literal child who has level 20 social. Fun fact, it is super easy to train social in children in RimWorld. I say super easy. It's not like super easy, but it is like a lot easier than with a normal pawn. Because the children kind of go around and talk to people a lot more. They're gonna end up having a higher social skill because they physically cannot do work for most of their youth. So if you're like really investing in a small child, you can get a level 20 social skill toddler. Especially if you have a social textbook. Fun fact. Because one of the few, like, activities that a child can do in RimWorld is, fucking read books. It's like, it's one of the set entertainment things. So they can and will read textbooks for straight days. So if you have a decently high-level social textbook, like decent quality, that child and every other child in your colony is going to have infinity social skill. It's great. I once had a colony where I started off with a pawn who was incapable of social, which prevented me from trading, which was like, you know, an aspect of the challenge or whatever. But I didn't, like, stop myself from getting new pawns that did have the social skill. They were just really bad at it. But then this random ass, like, child comes in and is like, help, I'm being chased by man-hunting giant larvae. It's like, okay, I don't know how you managed that, but sure, you can come to my little settlement to be protected. And then cut to, like, an in-game year later, and this child is basically the boss of the colony. Because they're the only one with a social skill higher than 10. Really, the only one with a social skill higher than 2. Like, 10 would at least be reasonable. She's dancing like she's never danced before. Alright, I want the first aid kit. And I want it more than I want milk. Children do the darndest things, exactly. Like, for instance, becoming a kingpin. Because again, only person in the colony who is capable of negotiating with literally anyone to any degree of competence. The kid was a dirt mole, too. Literally couldn't stand in the goddamn sunlight. So we had to lure traders inside of the fort to do any kind of trading. And they're just confronted with this, like, almost blind small child with claw hands who proceeds to cheat them out of half of their stock. Like, you've gotta feel like shit after that, right? How hard can you get the wool pulled over your eyes by a 5-year-old, you know? At a certain point, it's your fault. I'm fine. Ow. Oh, god damn it. Same hand, too. Ow. Oh, god damn it. That is probably the closest I have come to death this entire run. Is there even anything up there? It looks like there might be. Okay. Nope, that's not what I meant to grab. Fully just gonna use a chain chomp so I don't have to deal with those. Just because what the fuck? God damn it, there isn't even anything up here. That cactus was not having it. Yeah. That little fucking freakdus was not letting me through. I'm realizing I have, like, zero idea where the, fog is. But, like, it's been long enough that my brain is starting to be like, is that getting close? Like, I don't know is not a reassuring answer when it comes to, is the wall of fog that kills you when it gets too close nearby? God damn it. There goes my fucking scout cookies. God damn. Okay. Yeah, no, I highly doubt that's anywhere I can find them. Ooh, that was entirely on faith there, I'm gonna be honest. That was... I did not know that was going to be there. That is just my luck score. Oh. No, I feel like I've gotten lucky enough to warrant a checkpoint flag. Alright, the fairy in that lantern has died, which isn't ideal. Ooh, lovely. And a new checkpoint flag. Ow. Okay. Let me just... okay. Fine. Where am I going next? I mean, up, generally. But, like, you know. Ow. What method by which am I going up? Well... First, I might actually need to, like, huddle up in a corner and cry for a little while, because I am not doing good on the cold front. This is, hypothermia territory. Well, that baton's gone forever. bright side, I am about to do something very stupid. Well, shit, that wasn't nearly as stupid as I thought it was gonna be. Okay. Let me at him. I absolutely did make it. Thank you, Ditchy. I appreciate having my successes be acknowledged. By the way, did y'all see that transgender study recently? Turns out, pre-pandemic, if you were a trans woman, you were more likely to be a cat girl. But post-pandemic, you're more likely to be a puppy girl. And, like, the division seems pretty clear along those lines. God damn it. At least I have the checkpoint flag. Which reduces my hunger by quite a bit, so... Okay. There's a pick down there. There's a kind of pickaxe in the wall. Anyway, I have no idea what the implication of the cat girl, puppy girl continuum is here. I did just think it was interesting. Turns out COVID is the disease that makes you into a puppy girl. It's one of the less known side effects, but it's true. The COVID-19 pandemic can physically turn you into a puppy girl. You may not have been a puppy beforehand. You may not have been a girl beforehand. But after, you're a puppy girl now. Weep. For there are no more worlds to conquer. Silly. Yes. I am very silly. And a little drowsy for some reason, like all of a sudden. If you noticed me talking less. Ugh. It's not just that I locked in. I'm also a little sleepy. And one of my eyes kind of hurts. EBDB. Exactly. We do need to schedule the do the boring stuff time, though. Alone, we are helpless, but Digi, you and me together, we can do paperwork so good. I'm certain of it. Hold on, I was just shaking like a chihuahua for a second, so I think I've had too much caffeine. Y'all ever have that moment, or is that just me? Y'all ever suddenly realize you are shaking like a small panicked dog? Or am I the weird one? Oh, I love watching the lava turn on. I'm guessing it feels like forgetfulness. I'm guessing it feels like your brain stops forming new memories. Or it's just been a while since you've had caffeine. One or the two. One or the other. One or the other. One or the other. I can speak. I'm very good at it, actually. How's everyone say hi to Pandora again? She's back. Making another guest appearance on the live stream. Actually, hold on. I'm having a moment. I'm realizing my, like, blackout shades are entirely closed. I'm gonna open these. Ah! Oh, it's snowing out. That rules. Pandora's presence is always welcome. We love her. We start the new cult of Pandora. I jest, I jest. We could start worshipping Pandora. But I'm not running a cult. The trauma. Granted, I am anarchist enough, I don't know if I could run a high control group if I tried. I can do occult stuff, but when I do cult stuff, my brain freaks out. So... you know. Huh? That's a shelf fungus. Those spawn here? Huh. Learn something new every day. Okay. Yeah, I do have to yell at people for making cult jokes in like every Discord server I'm in for some reason. Because apparently cult jokes are just in vogue or some shit. It seems like everyone's like, ooh, we're a cult, like it's a fun thing to be. Which, I mean, there's the forbiddenness, but yeah. I get it. I wish I didn't have to yell at people as much. Thank you, Pandora. Oh god. Thank you, Pandora. Oh no. Oh no. No! Ah. That's on me. I say that. It's barely on me. Because it's on the fucking fire pillar that spawned out of nowhere. You know? That is a fun fact, did you? You can't overcook a mushroom because the heat cannot change its structure the same way as it would a plant. Alright, well, I'm betting we're not getting out of this one, so yeah. I'd like to thank everybody who tuned in. I really appreciate all of your viewership, and I will see all of you guys next time. Bye. Oh, you love seeing that big dip. Jesus.